Welcome back to my new lecture on ASP.NET and database connectivity in ASP.NET. So today I will discuss about ASP.NET as well as its database connectivity in ASP.NET. In previous class, I have already discussed with you about how to write the program in ASP.NET, and now you can see the view of data client server model. We have client on one side and server is on other side, and in between we have network. So while connecting with the server, uh, we require a web page, and through web page we connect the server. So for developing a web server and server side program, we need ASP.NET. And in client side, generally we require HTML, XHTML, JavaScript, VBScript, applet, and ActiveX programming. And HTTP, HTTPS are the protocols under which we use URL and get post function method also. And server side we require either PHP or Python, and JSP oblique ASP or ASP.NET. So PHP and Python are basically open source, and JSP is the product of Java, and ASP is the product of Microsoft. And ASP.NET is the new generation technology, so it is advanced than ASP, and it is completely object oriented, and this is next generation of ASP. Uh, in browsers, we use generally different buttons, like different tools like button, list, label, etc. And ASP.NET having the different event handler of button, event handler of list, event handler of label. So this is the scenario and view of this programming model. And we have different control on browser, and we have different events on ASP.NET. Through ASP.NET we solve these events. So when we start a program, first of all we have to start new website. So rather than initiating new project, we initiate new website, and under ASP.NET, under this new website we will have ASP.NET website, ASP.NET web services, empty website, and we have lots of things. So basically, when we will start that's ASP.NET, we will use empty website or ASP.NET website. So we can also develop web services, report website, and WCF services, and crystal report as well as. So we can create all these things. So this time we are creating ASP.NET website. So we have to select ASP.NET website and then click on OK button. Then we'll move to the next window. So finally we need this output. So this is the output of our program. In today's class I will explain how to generate this type of web page. So this is output web page of my website. I have named it my website, and it has 3 text box: roll number, name, and course, and one submit button also here. So you can see here, we will start the program by head. Before head we will write HTML, and then head, run at server we will write here, then title if required, then we will write here title, and head will be closed here, and this is body part, and this is the main part of this ASP.NET web page. So you can see here the name of form is form 1. Either we'll write form name or form ID, and run at server will write, it means it will run at server. So we will have to create this window. So we will have one label and one text box. Label 2, label text box 2, label 3, text box 3. So accordingly we will write 3 pair of label and text box: label, text box, label, text box, label, text box. So we have 3 pair. One is this, second is this, third is this, and fourth is the button. So finally you can see here the button ASP. So we'll write here, in case of active server pages, we'll write ASP colon label and ID label 1, its variable name is label 1, and we will write here run at server. It means it will run at server, not client. And then text box name, ID is label 1, and text is the roll number. So it will display roll number on label. You can see here this is label, and inside in the caption of label is roll number. So this is the caption of this label, and name of label is label 1, and we will have one more ASP colon text box and its ID txt roll number run at server, or and then we'll close it slash ASP colon text box. So this is again with label we have one text box, and this its variable name is this ID and run at server. And this is first division, and in second is paragraph we have taken as a paragraph, or we can select here, we can write here division also. So again we have written second label, and its variable name is label 2, and its caption is name and run at server. And same way ASP colon text box, its ID is a txt name and run at server, and its height we can also mention the height also, the text box, and otherwise it's optional. It accordingly adjust the height. So we have given the variable name of this text box is this, and run at server, and will not have to write here text value. There is no need to write value because initially it was blank. And this is closing of slash ASP text box, and paragraph is closed. And same way label 3 and text course. So this is for roll number, this is for name, and this is for the third text box is for course. Run at server, and height is this, and this is closed here. And finally we have mentioned this label also. So if required then we will write it, otherwise we will skip this label. So the fourth is the button, ASP colon button, and this its variable name is button submit, and run at server, and text is submit. The caption of the button is submit, and name of the button is button submit. And when we will click on the button submit underscore click, event will activate. So button submit will activate. So you can see button submit underscore click. This is button submit underscore click. So you can see here on click, while we will click on button, then button submit underscore click will activate. So you can see here button submit underscore click, and it has 2 arguments. So this is the C# code, and this is the HTML code, and here the ASP tags are here in this page. So this is HTML page, and this is our C# page. So you can see here we have written %@ page import page language equals to C#. So we are writing the code in C#, and auto event wired equals to true means automatically it will add the event. And code file default aspx.cs. So its name is default aspx.asp file.cs, and inherit default. So it is default, otherwise we will write the name of the base class. So the second statement %@ import namespace system.data, because we are doing database connectivity, so that's why we are writing here import namespace system.data .start. We can also write here .start, and again we are writing here %@ import namespace system.data.oledb. So we are using oledb namespace for database connectivity. So we require system.data as well as system.data.oledb, and script will start from here. This is script, and this is for OLEDB connection, and this is for OLEDB command. This is for connection, this is for command. So we have written 2 classes, OLEDB connection as well as OLEDB command. Its object is CUN, its object is CMD. Now we have the function event handling function, and inside this function we will have 3 variable name, roll number, name, and course. So you can see here this is the output window. According to this output window we should have roll number, name, and course. So accordingly we have defined here 3 variables, roll number, name, and course. And from roll number text box and name text box and course text box, this is txt roll number, txt name, and txt course. So we will have txt roll number, txt name, and txt course. We have three text box. From these three text box, we are getting from these three text box we are getting their value and storing them in roll number, name and course variable. And now this CON equals to new OLEDB connection, and we are writing here provider this Microsoft.ac.oledb 12.0, and this is database name, means we are connecting with MS Access, so we are writing here provider name, this is Microsoft. And in case of Oracle it will be different, so, and in case of SQL also it will be different, and the name of database is there. So the first argument is the provider and second argument is the database name, and this is cmd equals to new OLEDB command. So this is the second statement, this is the connection statement, this is the command statement. So it is blank command, and now we'll write the command text. So cmd dot command text equals to insert into student roll number, name and course, and values are at the roll number, at the name, at the rate, name, at the rate, course. We'll have three variables. So all this at the rate will represent these three while appending the at the rate with the variable. So it will represent these three variables. And now with this statement we have to add the value of these variable with the command cmd. This is the object of OLEDB command. So cmd dot parameter dot add at the rate roll number OLEDB type dot varchar dot value equals to roll number, and cmd dot parameter dot add at the rate name OLEDB type dot varchar dot value name, and this is the third step, cmd dot parameter dot add. So these three statements we are copying roll number, name and course, roll number, name and course. In roll number, name and course, three field of these are the three fields I have told you. This is not the variable, this is the field. At the rate will represent the variable, means dynamically we are allocating to the field of table. So table name is student, and roll number, name and course are the field of this student table, so they will be represented by at the rate sign. So in case when we will directly assign the value, then we will write here the value inside single quotes, and in case of the when we assign the value from the variable, then we will write at the rate roll number, at the rate name, at the rate course. So by this we are adding all three values, and cmd dot connection equals to connection. So cmd with command with OLEDB command, this is cmd is the object of OLEDB command. So cmd dot connection equals to this con means this is OLEDB connection, and we'll open the connection, and we will find that connection dot state is connection state dot open. We'll find the state of connection, and connection state dot open function will find out that is it open. If it is open, then we'll command the try block, and in try block we'll write cmd dot execute non query, and this is the after the query we will display this message label1.txt. This label1.txt, this is label, this is I think we have to print here at label 4, तो यहाँ पे हमको print करना चाहिए इसको. So anyway, so we have writing on label 1 record successfully added, or we can write here message box, and we can write this value record successfully added, and then connection will be closed. And this is catch block, if there is any error then this will execute, and console.write line a.source and connection.close, the source of this error will be displayed and connection will be closed. And in case of record connection is not open, then this else will activate, and record failed to edit, this message will be displayed on label1.text, or otherwise we can write here message box, and then write connection dot close. So this way the output will be we will write, this is the output this is the output of the program, as we will write the value of roll number, name and course, and we will press the submit button, then the value will be stored on the database table. So we can verify this by seeing the database table. So we have to move on this MS Access, and inside MS Access, if we open the student find, that whatever the value we have passed to roll number, name and course, this will be there in student table. So this is the program. So thank you very much, guys, and thank you for listening this lecture. And I request you, please subscribe, please press the subscribe button, and don't forget to push to hit the bell icon. So thank you again.